welcome to Dive 1. Today we are exploring Titanic's interior. Obviously not the entire thing, as this will be spread out into different dives. So for this dive here, we are going to be exploring under the forecastle, the officers' quarters, first class cabins on the boat deck, and some A-deck cabins forward. So first we need to get to the well deck, and then we can explore under this forecastle deck that we are currently above right now. Alright, let me just turn the sub, and then softly land on the well deck. This game has some weird hitboxes. I was nowhere near that. I was over here. We're gonna softly land on the well deck. Alright, now that wasn't even controlling the thing. Don't know what I hit. I hit a jellyfish. Alright. So, over here we can see that the stairs up to the forecastle have completely collapsed in. One of the doors here to the third class open space has opened, and that is it, as the side door has remained closed. This door here is now gone in 2024-2025, and we can no longer access that room as well, as the roof has came down. But obviously the deck hasn't, just that roof right there. Entering the rooms here, we have no access to any of the rooms in this part of Titanic, or the machinery at the very front of the bow. Cargo hold number 1 is also inaccessible, as seen here, and the hatch above it has fully blown off from when Titanic sank and hit the seabed. The roof to the machinery has fully caved in places, as seen by the scrap metal here. Altogether, however, this area of Titanic is very well preserved, even though it's at the front of the ship. And this part would have hit the seabed first, so it's quite surprising how well conditioned this is compared to other parts of the wreck. Now, this staircase here is fully inaccessible to enter the third class open space, which we will be checking in a later dive. So I return the RV to the sub. We will continue on this dive to the officers' quarters. As of now, the mast has fully collapsed in on itself, as it now is down to A-deck, and the rest of it is now fully rested on the well deck. Same with the boat deck here. This single part that still sticks on is the only part that's left here. house is now on A deck. So if I get the RV again, these plaques are still here on 2024, on the 2022 scans, I should say. This wall has now fully collapsed down as well, and so has this roof. Then we enter through this door here. I do not know the state of this door anymore, due to the scans and the roof collapsing in. So, the door here to Captain Smith's bathroom has fully collapsed and it's now lying on the floor. The roof in here has also now collapsed in, which is covering the bathtub, so you can barely see it. Go along here. This room's state is completely unknown to me. I do not know if the roof has collapsed or not. Actually hit some debris on the floor, on the seafloor. Not seafloor, on the floor here. All in all, this place is completely unknown due to barely any dives down into the interiors anymore. As seen here, we have no idea what this sheared room looks like as a present. The expansion joint has the hole here in the expansion joint has gone bigger, as this side is now further away from this side here. So the states of these rooms now connected to the expansion joint is completely unknown. As this roof here is probably collapsed in. The Marconi room still looks relatively well, actually. These pipes here are still visible as of now. You can see them as the wall has collapsed on the grand staircase, so these pipes are visible over there. We'll get to that later. The bedroom part, where the Marconi operator slept, has fully collapsed. The bed is now completely gone. The wardrobe back is still here, but I guess the wardrobe is one of the wood parts, many wood parts that are down there. The door has also collapsed in on all three rooms. In the silent room, there is still machinery over here, and this here is still here. Now, do not take my words as facts, as I'm just a normal civilian. I'm not Titanic. I'm not part of Titanic Incorporated or anything. I do not know exactly. Not everything I am saying is fact or fiction. As I'm just using my knowledge I have today and just saying what is in this game. This toilet here, I have no idea what state it is in now. I don't know if it's now toppled over, if the wall is collapsed, or if the roof is collapsed. Do not know which cabin number this is, but this boat deck cabin for first class passengers has the front door has completely fell in, the bed has broken, and it seems to be still in some good condition. The wall separating officers to first class has fully collapsed in, as it should run from the Marconi room to this here, according to deck plans. Now this first class cabin and the public bathroom, the wall separating the two has completely collapsed in, showing the framework, or the skeleton of the wall, as people like to call it. The door is now on the floor, and the door to the first class cabin is still attached but now open. Now this accessible. I don't know if it is accessible today or not, but yes. Alright, now we are at the grand staircase. Now this roof here has completely collapsed in on itself, so the boat deck's grand staircase flooring is no longer accessible. The wall here has completely collapsed in on itself, which is a shame. Same on the other side, the wall has completely collapsed in. The gym in this game is much more recognizable than it is now. As the roof of the gym has completely collapsed in on itself as of now. And apparently it has also in this game. Now this roof above the doors to this gym and grand staircase, I have no idea what condition this is in, but I'm pretty sure it is now gone, as the gym here, if we come over to the side of the hull, this is when the boat deck meets A deck. It's now collapsed even further from there to up here. The gym is now fully separated from the grand staircase itself, from the scans. Going in onto A deck, that door there is closed, the windows are still here. According to this game, I don't know about the real wreck just yet. All of this would have been gone as the boat deck had started to collapse in onto the A deck. Now as we make our way over to the grand staircase itself, pretty sure this roof here is now also fully collapsed in, which means that this door is now probably accessible. Do not take my word as facts, as I still have no idea. I need to double check everything before I actually get into saying facts and facts. So currently, I am just saying obviously what is in front of me and stuff I do know from the wreck and the scans. And some things I theorize. Over here to the grand staircase, A deck, staterooms. The door is now open. The bed is surprisingly still here. The mattress is gone. Same with the double bed on this side. It's surprisingly still here. Current state of interior on Titanic, I do not think we know, as I cannot remember seeing anything for interior dives as of present. In this stateroom here, pretty sure that was the bunk bed. Yeah, I'll call it the bunk bed for now, but I will. No, that's a sofa actually. Alright, because of this handle here, it is a sofa. The sofa's frame is surprisingly still here. Same with the bed, sort of, as the frame itself is still here and is recognizable, but it has, if you're facing the back of the bed, its right legs have fully collapsed in. And have broken, which has made the bed fall. In this stateroom here, the sofa is completely gone-ish. It's still recognizable on this half here, this side here. It's covered in sand from, I guess somehow sand got in or something. I don't know how sand has gotten into Titanic, do not ask me. I guess from when Titanic embedded itself to the seabed, sand got flung up and then landed in on the holes and everything. Irish sea life has brought it in. I do not know for certain. Going along now to the elevators. ADAC's elevators seem to be in good condition, apart from the elevators themselves, which is fully collapsed in and slanted on EDAC. An elevator just there, like the top of one. We go to this side here. The sofa is recognizable, and so is the bed. Everything in the stateroom appears to be recognizable. The stateroom here, both beds are sort of recognizable. This double bed's bottom bed is completely covered in sand and debris. And yes, there's that ADAC cabin there. This cabin here, the bed is recognizable, sofa is just recognizable. I think there's something wrong with the game here because that's not a sofa, but that one is, and there's that bed, and that's a bed down there. So it's either they are sofas or double beds. I'm going to do forward of ADAC because after ADAC it's definitely destroyed, because that's where the breakup zone is. In the I was just going to say public bathrooms. If you're facing the front of the ship that way, the right side bathroom is accessible, and you can, there's even a hole here to the center bathroom. And without that hole in the wall, you will not be able to access this area as the door is closed. And there are no cabins here as the doors run over ends. But yeah, you can see the roof is slowly starting to collapse in on itself in this area. As you can see here, the walls start to break itself, so you can see into the cabin, and you can see a double. Then you can see a sofa or a double bed, bunk bed. That's what I mean, not double bed, bunk bed is what I've been saying. It's either a sofa or a bunk bed, and the single bed here is still recognizable. The door to this cabin here is closed. Here you can see into the bathroom through the wall, but it is inaccessible via ROV. You can see each and every toilet, but you cannot see the sinks. The door is slightly open. Here you can see the shoes that might have been where a body is, or when the passenger must have dropped their shoes while running from water. But it's most likely probably where a body was. In this cabin here, it's just accessible by ROV, but you might scrape the side of Titanic, so I would not recommend going into this cabin if you're an ROV pilot or something, or if you have this game. Oh, that was my controller freaking out there. This bed here is recognizable, and the bunk or sofa is just recognizable. Going in here, this cabin is completely upturned, the bed is now on its side, the drawers and mirror are completely destroyed on the floor and cracked. The bunk or sofa is snapped right directly in the middle. Now just opposite that cabin, this cabin is surprisingly recognizable with the bed, bunk is still in their place, and the drawers and mirrors still right there, exactly where they were in 1912. The wardrobe as well still directly behind the door, and so is the other washing station. Now this cabin here, the door is completely closed. And you can only see through this tiny gap here in the wall. In here, this cabin is completely inaccessible via a door. Both doors, apparently. I think that's another door. I will double check if the other cabin is accessible, but for now that's just a wall, which is also collapsed and broken, so you can see into the other cabin. In this cabin here, the bed is still recognizable. The bunk bed or sofa is completely destroyed, with just barely recognizable parts, and the washing station is still there. And the two forward cabins to the hallway are completely inaccessible as the doors are closed. Near the hull, the side of Titanic here, these two cabins' doors are open. This cabin here, forward, the bed is recognizable, but the bunk or sofa is also kind of recognizable. But you still don't know what it is because of this side here and that side over there. The washing station is also still here, and so is the wardrobe and the drawers over there. This cabin is also inaccessible, but you can just see there is the bunk or sofa, and then there is the wash. It seems to me that the bed has completely collapsed in, and so has the drawers. The A-deck corridor here is completely covered in debris. Right, in the next set of cabins, all cabins seem to be accessible apart from one. In forward cabin, the bed is recognizable. The bunk or sofa has been broken as the drawers have completely fell onto it. The washing station is still here, and the wardrobe is also gone. After that, the bed is still here. The bunk or sofa is still here as well with its framework. The drawers have fell over, and the washing base, and the wardrobe is still here. Just next to that, this cabin, the only thing that's recognizable is the bed and washing, as everything else seems to be destroyed apart from the bunk or sofa as well. The wardrobe has completely collapsed in on itself, with just the bottom half of it still recognizable. We cannot access the bathrooms here apart from the central. Oh wait, no, these are toilets actually. These toilets are fully accessible actually, as there is a hole in the wall. You're going to enter the central baths and facing the front of the ship, the left side. Cabin forward of that, you can see through the bathroom the door is open as well. You can see the bed has collapsed in with some recognisable parts, and the washing station is still there. Right side bath is accessible as the door. So this is not a bath, this is a cupboard. It's also accessible with apparently plates still in place. Alright, the side A-deck cabin is completely destroyed. It is barely recognizable, with some recognizable parts like this bed here, the bottom half of the wardrobe, and the washing station is still there. Well, not according to the game anymore. Sorry, GameStar bugged out. So I might have to call this dive early and then leave the rest of this part to the rest. This forward A-deck cabin is not accessible, and everything seems to be broken. Yeah, I'm gonna call this dive early. I'll do this last cabin, then we'll save this side for dive number 2. Right, now that cabin I was talking about earlier, that is visible from the baths. The washing station is still here, bed frame is just recognizable, drawers are still in place, and so is the wardrobe. That must be my submarine right directly above us. Yep, the game is definitely starting to bug. I think this might be it for Titanic VR on PlayStation, which is a sad thing actually. As this game is starting to bug out, and yep. Right, we are now back at A-deck. Well, of course we were on A-deck. We were always on A-deck. We are back to the A-deck and Grand Staircase. The funnel here has... I'm pretty sure it is still the same according to the scans. Or maybe there is a lot... It is a lot less mangled as well. Right, no, it's a lot more like mangled now. As parts of defense have also collapsed in. Alright, thank you for joining me for this time, and I will be seeing you all in Dive 2. turn to